12/31/21, establishing a new 24-month term of 1/1/2020 to 12/31/2021. Kent County is requesting an additional amendment to the contract to extend the agreement from 12/31/21 to 6/30/2022 with an additional $113,000 to continue the TBRA program through July 1, 2022, with a new total of $1,813,000. It is anticipated that new funding from Home-ARP grant funds will replace the Home Grant as a funding source for TBRA beginning July 2022. Community Rebuilders has served 166 households with coaching from a housing resource specialist and necessary rental subsidies to secure housing. Corporate Counsel will review and approve the contract amendment to form prior to signature.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Wooden, support by Commissioner Sparks. We'll take questions, comments, and discussion. Okay, we don't have any questions, comments, or discussion. We will ask for a vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. That motion passes. That brings us to item number 6 from Kent County Community Action. Al?
Recommend to the Board of Commissioners to extend the sub-award agreement with the Heart of West Michigan United Way to provide emergency rental and utility assistance as part of the COVID Emergency Rental Assistance Program administered by the Michigan State Housing Development Authority. The COVID Emergency Rental Assistance (CERA) grant program assists eligible households who are in rentals and having difficulty making timely payments of rent and utilities due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The state of Michigan distributed approximately $38.5 million to HWMUW. Kent County Community Action partnered with HWMUW as a subrecipient responsible for assisting residents to complete CERA applications, reviewing applications and required documentation, determining eligibility for assistance, communicating with applicants, landlords, and utility companies, conducting quality control, and processing payments to landlords and utilities. The County Board approved the subaward agreement with the HWMUW, appropriated $1,030,925, and authorized temporary staffing to provide CERA services to Kent County residents through December 31, 2021 via Resolution 03252128. The program has since been extended through September 30, 2022. At the end of November, 9,624 people in Kent County had been assisted, receiving an average of $2,657 per person. To date, $600,715 of the budget has been spent through KCCA to assist in the application process and distribution of $24,435,807 in assistance for rent and utility bills across all of the Kent County partner organizations. The current unspent budget balance is $430,210. This is a request to extend the agreement temporary staffing in the unspent budget balance through September 30, 2022. Corporate Counsel will review and approve all documents as to form prior to signature. This action item is an activity related to COVID-19.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
Wooden.
Support, whatever I need.
Moved by Commissioner Wooden, support by Commissioner Bolkowski. We'll take questions, comments, and discussion. Commissioner Antor.
Thank you, Chair. I see that 9,624 people received funding. I was just wondering if we knew how many applicants we had total.
I think I do have that data point here. Applications received was 9,478, and that's for all of Kent County.
So we gave out more.
No, it's not the right, because
It can't be right.
Right.
We don't have that many. We got more money going out than we had applicants.
Okay, you know what? That's probably the difference between individuals and households.
this number, is it households?
It doesn't say you have,
I mean, if you multiply 9624 divided by 2657, it actually comes a million over the 24.4, 25.5. So some of the math is slightly, at least unless my calculator's wrong.
Yeah,
Could
no.
be.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to double check on that, you're right. We get our data from the United Way and they capture it for all of Kent County. So, for all of the partners, so I'll have to go back to the program manager over there and double check.
We'll
I can
get that and
follow up
send
with
it to the committee.
So we have
Updated, all updated data.
one application per household would come in, or,
I'm not sure about that, because it may be that there's multiple applications for different needs, for rent or for utilities. I'm not sure if it's all captured in one document.
Al, can we circle
Check on
back to
that.
that a little bit and get some clarity?
Yes.
Thank you.
okay, Commissioner Bukowski?
Thank you, Chair. And then I guess what we're doing is we're just extending the term because there's still $430,000 of staff. I mean, the support is for our staff to do this work. And so, again, fast math, it's like $14 million or $13 million left of these dollars yet to allocate to households that could be eligible. All right, so that's cool. But then the budget sheet that was given to us, once again, the math was confusing to me. And again, I read on my phone, so it's pretty small print. But that total personnel of 650,000, it doesn't add up the numbers above. So are there just missing columns here and we don't see how it all kind of carries over? So again, this budget sheet might provide more confusion than
Yeah.
illumination for
Yeah.
one such as me.
I think that's right, and it's just one piece of the larger program, so that is a little bit confusing. So I'll find out if I'll get some more information on that too. We can follow up with you.
All right. So, again, all we're doing is extending this to September 30th, not adding new dollars, federal dollars that are already at United Way, or United Way has the access to it, and our staff to help pass these dollars out appropriately.
Yes, us and the other partners, Salvation Army is continuing as well.
So again, in spite of the missing numbers today, it's still
Extending the
still all right.
length of time that we can support
Yeah.
the program.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely need to tighten up the numbers. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Ansel on that.
Okay, anyone else? Right, seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. One opposed, that motion still passes. We will go to item number 7, which is also from Kent County Community Action. Al?
Yes. Action requested, recommend to the Board of Commissioners to accept and approve the Home ARP Grant Agreement with HUD and appropriate $3,352,764 to the 2021-22 Community Development Federal Project Fund Home Investment Partnership Program, ARP budget, and to authorize the board chair or designee to execute the grant agreement, approve extensions, amendments, and increases to the grant appropriation not to exceed 15% of the original award. Kent County has been awarded a Home ARP grant for $3,352,764, provided through HUD's Office of Community Planning and Development. 5% of the total award, or $167,638, can be spent on creating the Home ARP allocation plan and amending the 2021 Annual Action Plan. Both will be approved by HUD and the Board of Commissioners in 2022 after various planning sessions occur on how to spend the funds. An existing home consortium agreement with the City of Wyoming allows its combined home program jurisdiction to span all of Kent County, excluding the City of Grand Rapids. The Home ARP grant will assist individuals or households who are homeless, at risk of homelessness, and other vulnerable populations. Kent County will consult with the local continuum of care to prepare the Home ARP allocation plan. Eligible activities could include production or preservation of affordable housing, tenant-based rental assistance, supportive services, homeless prevention services, and housing counseling, and purchase and development of non-congregate shelter. The grant period runs from September 21, 2021 through September 30, 2030. Prior to signature, Corporate Counsel will review and approve all documents.
Is there a motion to approve? Moved by Commissioner Breve, support by Commissioner Sparks. We'll take questions, comments, and discussion. We'll start with Commissioner Wooden.
Thank you, Chair. Regarding the third bullet, happy to see that we'll be consulting with our local continuum of care. I would urge that we consult with the other stakeholders that, our local continuum of care is both providers of housing and also providers of services, but it may be valuable for us to consult with groups like the Kent County Permanent Housing Coordination Council, different housing providers, so that we can not only nail down effective ways to providing tenant-based rental assistance and support services, housing counseling, but also the actual development of affordable housing, so that we can get many of these individuals out of a system that perpetuate, or get them out of a service system and into permanent housing. That was it.
Okay. Commissioner Bukowski.
I saw how you did that, Commissioner Wooden. Nail this down. I don't know if anybody else caught that, but we're gonna nail this down as we're building some affordable housing. Sorry for that, fell pretty flat. Second to the last bullet point, tough crowd on a December morning. December 30th, or September 30th, 2030? I thought ARP had to be allocated by 24 and spent by 26, but this goes to 30? That's not a,
Typo.
that's just a HUDism?
Hey everybody, it's Chad Kaufman from Kent County Community Action. Yeah, that's correct. September of 2030, so it's almost a 10-year period, as designated actually in the act. So we have quite some time to spend down the funds. The funds do have to be targeted towards homelessness,
Right.
or towards homeless or people at risk of homelessness. So if we do build affordable housing, it has to be for that population. So unlike home,
But again,
a long time.
a long time to spend. After you take out the 5%, it's $3.2 million.
And the 5% is actually what we can spend towards admin planning.
Correct.
Initially,
Right.
total of 10% of admin, but yes.
Right, but still, it's only $3 million spread over 8 years, which in this economy, it's like, what, a unit and a half?
Yeah, I don't
Sorry for that
anticipate it
sarcasm.
lasting that long, but yes, we
Yeah.
have that period of time to spend down the funds, and then there are different target spend down ratios during that 10-year period.
Oh, yeah.
But we have up to that period of time to spend down the funds.
All right, mark your calendar. Thanks,
Is it
sir.
going to be new buildings, or is it what?
Well,
What
we'll
is
be
it?
meeting with local partners to decide how to allocate the funds. We do have to submit a home ARP allocation plan to HUD. We're anticipating doing that April, May of 2022 after meeting with partners for a few months. There will be a public comment period and public meeting associated with that to decide what we spend the money for. As mentioned in one of the other resolutions, we anticipate that some of the money may be allocated towards rental assistance, towards TBRA, which would open up the regular home funds to be used for a broader population of affordable housing development. So the combination of the two funding sources perhaps would lead to more affordable housing.
Are we gonna get a follow-up on how this actually shakes out? It sounds like this is one step of a few, right?
Correct. So during after the home allocation plan is put together, will be put forward with to the board for review. We do actually have to go back and amend our 2021 community development annual action plan in order to work this in, and that will come before the board for review. So associated with that will be how the funds will be spent.
Okay. Yes, Commissioner Sparks?
Thank you, Madam Chair. TBRA, which I assume is an acronym for.
Sorry, tenant-based rental assistance.
Hey, Commissioner Antor?
Thank you, Chair. It seems like we kind of gone over quite a bit of material here, how we're already helping with homelessness and assisting with people that are vulnerable. Under this agenda item, what does risk of homelessness mean here as opposed to some of the other ones we've already addressed? Is there another subset of homelessness that we haven't already?
So that could be households that are facing eviction, about to be homeless. Or maybe perhaps they are living with others and that's coming to an end, so they're about to be homeless. So all the funds have to be used for a qualifying population, which is homeless or at risk of homeless, unlike the regular home funds, which are open to a broader population.
Yes, Commissioner Wooden?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just to build on my colleague's comments, to draw maybe a difference between the SERA funds that we've been deliberating on and these. SERA was appropriated by Congress to help those who were temporarily made unstable because of the pandemic, whereas home TBRA is for those who've had long-standing instability for one reason or another that existed before the pandemic and exists after. And if I'm understanding correctly from Mr. Kaufman, these ARP funds going to specifically designated for those who are homeless or at risk of homelessness would allow us to free up the regular allocation of home funds that we do get to help with making our housing market more affordable by putting more potential brick and mortar projects into the ground. Am I understanding that correctly?
That's it. That's the anticipation, yes, is that the home ARP funds, $3.3 million, will be used towards addressing homeless and at risk of homelessness, while the regular home dollars can be freed up. We receive about $900,000 a year from HUD in regular home funds that could be freed up towards development or assisting those that are not necessarily at risk of homelessness.
Okay, go ahead, Commissioner Antor.
Thank you, Chair. Would you have the numbers about how many people apply for this over the past year?
The home ARP funding is actually new funding. We've never received it before.
Yeah, I mean, will you have, I guess, moving forward, will you have the number for us at some point? How many applied, then how many actually got it? How many didn't?
Yes, we'll have reporting data available once the programs are designed. We don't know exactly
Right.
How this will roll out.
Yep.
But yeah, we will have reporting data that will actually be presented on an annual basis to the board as part of our annual reporting to HUD. The report first comes to the board as well.
Similarly, Al, I'd like to just take a look at these numbers too, applications, how many were rejected. Thank you very much, I appreciate your time.
Commissioner Bukowski?
Yeah, because we have 4 items today directly related to housing, and, the unmet needs hits housing, at least indirectly. Maybe, and you at least forewarned us that you're gonna come back next year and ask us to approve the plan. Maybe, Chair, if whoever's in that chair next year, or, that we could have a work session on what the county's doing related to housing, so we can see how this fits. And, I have seen some of the continuum of care flow charts, and it takes a few hours to kind of understand it if you're not in that system, and it probably takes longer to understand it if you're in the system. So again, just so that we get a better idea of what you're juggling, and so this stuff makes more sense in context. Is that, because we had a work session, it seems like forever ago, on affordable housing. Somewhere it's on our radar, we want to address affordable housing. How does this help hurt unintended consequences of all these dollars, because it's almost like every time we think we're pushing the lever to make something affordable, the balloon squeezes on another part of the market, and it's just like, oh my gosh, how'd that happen? You know? So anyways, just significantly before this comes to us to approve the plan, again, just for you to, again, show off how you know what HUD's talking about, because I don't. I'll leave it at that, you know? Does that make sense?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of moving parts with the different funding sources, so we can work with the administration to schedule.
All right, well, only if the chair allows. So, thank you.
Okay, anyone else? All right, seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Opposed, same sign. That motion passes. That brings us to agenda item number 8 from Fiscal Services. Al?
Action requested. Recommend to the Board of Commissioners to extend the subaward agreement with the Heart of West Michigan United Way, HWMUW, for payment, processing, and disbursement of approved emergency assistance awards as part of the COVID Emergency Rental Assistance, CERA program, administered by the Michigan State Housing Development Authority, or MISHDA. The COVID Emergency Rental Assistance Grant Program assists eligible households who are in rentals and having difficulty making timely payments of rent and utilities due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The county's Fiscal Services Department processes the payments and disbursement of approved CERA Emergency Assistance Awards, which assist eligible households having difficulties making timely payments of rent and utilities due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The county board approved the subaward agreement with HWMUW, appropriated $374,220 to reimburse fiscal services and the county for indirect costs resulting from the payment processing relating to the CERA program through December 31, 2021 via Resolution 422-2138. The program has since been extended through September 30, 2022. To date, $46,526 of the budget has been spent to issue checks in the amount of $24,435,807 in assistance for rent and utility bills. The current unspent budget balance is $327,694. This is a request to extend the agreement, temporary staffing, and the unspent budget balance through September 30, 2022. Corporate Counsel will review and approve all documents as to form. This action item is an activity related to COVID-19.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve? Okay, moved by Commissioner Bukowski, support by Commissioner Sparks. We'll take questions, comments, and discussion. Yes, Commissioner Bukowski.
If I'm following this correctly, this is tied to item number 6, and it's the $38.5 million bucket of CERA funds that came to the county. And this is the part that reimbursed our staff for the issuing of the checks that community development staff said, these people are eligible, please write a check to Mr. and Mrs. Jones. Okay, so now that I got that figured out, my question is, if we've only spent, and this is fast math, it seems we've allocated 2/3 of the money, 24 million of 38 million, fast math. So we've expended 2/3, but it's only cost us, which is, you know, we got good staff, it only cost us 15% of the available funding to write those checks. So we have $327,000 left. Do we need all that money to be carried forward for this, or do we only need a fraction of that, and some of that $327,000 could be kicked back to the pot of CERA funding and maybe help another dozen families? I mean, it just seems like we've only spent $46,000 to issue $24 million in checks. Do we need $327,000 to issue $12 million left in check, or $14 million left in checks?
Unfortunately, I'm the only one here who can really speak to the program today, and I don't have that detail, so I'll have to follow up with you on that one as well.
So at least, I mean, at this point, we're just carrying it over till September 30th, and then maybe sometime early '22, we'll realize we're not going to need this for that express purpose, we could potentially free money up for other parts of this process? Or are there bills waiting to be paid of this that's gonna expend that
I
300,000?
think we would typically look at this at the end of the program and see what's left and then reallocate it then.
But again, because it's CERA dollars, there's probably significant time windows.
Yeah.
So just, again, it just struck me that we only spent $46,000 unless, you know, and there's, yeah, I mean, it just seemed proportionate. Just, again, that just is kind of wacky in my brain. I do simple math and the simple math was wacky. All right,
I'll follow up with the committee on that piece as
Yeah.
well.
all right, thank you.
We will get you good numbers on this, and we will explain, you know, the timing to actually reallocate that and not violate the grant deadline or anything like that.
Or send it back to DC.
Right, we don't want to do that either. Correct.
Right.
With people in need. Exactly. All right, thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Antor?
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, I know it's not intentional, but a lot of these numbers are fuzzy to me as well, and it just seems like there's a whole pile of money coming in from all different directions, and it's hard for me to parse everything out. I'm not gonna be supporting this just until I get a little more clarity on, you know, what exactly is in play here. I'm not smart enough to get it at this point, above my pay grade, and I don't wanna really decide based on speculation here, because I'm not sure about a lot of this stuff moving forward. So I'm going to not vote affirmatively on this one until I get a little more clarity for the next meeting.
Okay. Anyone else with questions, comments? All right, with that, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. That motion still passes for item 8. We're gonna go to item 9, which is public comment. Is there anyone who would like to address the committee for public comment? Seeing none, we will close public comment. That brings us to Commissioner Miscellaneous. Is there any Commissioner Miscellaneous? All right, not seeing any Commissioner Miscellaneous. Before we adjourn, I will add that the next meeting will not be Tuesday, December 21st. Don't say I never gave you guys anything for the holidays. We are going to not have that meeting. It will be January 4th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. And with that, we are adjourned.